Meet Richie Aprile.
Jesus Christ, how you doing? I gotta tell you, your brother Jackie was like a fucking god. Great leader.
Hey, and we got history together.
Yeah, Israel and fucking Palestine.
People change. It was a way long time. I thought a lot about her.
10 years, you thought about Janice? There were men in the camp better looking than my sister.
How'd you get in here?
Same as you, through the front door.
Hi, Rich.
Hi, Rich.
You want some locks? I got some nice fresh locks.
You got some fucking balls, you know that?
I do.
I should stab you in the fucking eye.
Hey, come on, Rich.
Get your hand off of me, I'll put one in your head.
Hey, don't fucking threaten me, Richie.
Don't threaten you. I got a hot on for you already. Give me a reason. Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry. Take it back. The sneakers are from Tony. Santa Maria, more like fucking Santa Claus. Did you cut the pot?
Twice. Means he get it. You know, he may never walk again.
Never say never.
No. Say never.
Okay, what time is it?
It's 1:35 a.m. here.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Thanks for staying up late.
Yeah, nice. It's all good. I didn't want to miss it.
So I've been working with Australians up until yesterday, in fact.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but we worked together on a Zoom a master class of a great teacher by the name of Jack Walzer. And there's some amazing Australian actor by the name of Vincent Miller in the class. He's amazing. He's in Australia, and he would get up at 4 a.m. to do the class. So that's dedication, isn't it?
That's awesome.
Dedicated actor, that Aussie. So
we've got David Proval on the show, and you're from Brooklyn, New York. Is that correct?
I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. Yes, that's my home.
Tell us how you first got started in acting.
Oh, sure. Well, it's through family, and I had a grandmother who was a theater connoisseur in certain ways, and she would take me to theater. You just got dark for some. All right, it just happened. And so she introduced me to theater. And I was introduced to theater at a very young age. When I was 7 years old, I was in a choir, men's choir, and had my first theater experience in front of audiences. So theater has been in my life all my life. And then eventually evolved into New York. I mean, I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, and I had access to, I was blessed to get the greatest theater and teachers you could possibly have. So there I was in the capital of theater.
Yeah, that's awesome. And how did you land your part on Mean Streets?
Well, actually, you know, the truth of that is I had moved to Los Angeles to, you know, try to, in those years, in the late 60s, early 70s, if you were not in Los Angeles, you weren't going to get TV and film work. There was very little TV and film work in New York and a lot in LA. And so I moved out to LA and met up with this wonderful group of actors, which included John Voight and Terry Garr, wonderful actors. And I met Martin Scorsese through one of the members of the group, another wonderful actress by the name of Marilyn Hassett. She did 2 movies, ski movies, Other Side of the Mountain. Wonderful movies. But anyway, she introduced me to Marty. Well, didn't introduce me to Marty. Marty and came into the class and saw us work, and that's how Mean Streets happened. Yeah, that's how Mean Streets happened.
Wow, that's awesome. And with your broken fingers on Main Streets, that I heard that was real. Is that true? Like,
Yeah, that's
really?
true. That's true. That's true. I fractured my hand by
Wow.
punching a door. And the advice is when you punch a door, the door punches back and will break. And the door wins every time.
Yeah.
So that was, I punched the door. I was frustrated one day about something right before the movie, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
I was cast on the movie, and there I did fracture my hand. And Marty loved it.
Yeah. Decided to
He
keep
loved
it
it.
in
He
there.
said, "Oh, it's great. It's great. Hey, we'll use it for the movie. Take the bandage."
Yeah.
So anyway, that's that. Okay, that's that story.
What was it like working with De Niro and Harvey Keitel on that movie?
Well, it was the beginning of their careers. You know, it was they
Yeah.
were young. They were young actors with fire in the belly, great fire in their belly, and working with a director who understood spontaneity and believed in spontaneity and believed in organic work. And these were two organic actors, Harvey Keitel and Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
And Martin Scorsese. And next year is the 50th anniversary of that movie.
Wow.
50 years ago, that movie.
That's incredible. It's one of my favorite movies. And you're also in another favorite movie of mine, The Shawshank Redemption.
It's an amazing film. No, that's another kind of experience. It's the opposite of Marty Scorsese. I began with the best kind of experience. That was my first movie, Main Street, and I began with this a director who had such a vision, such a great vision, and it was so personal to him. And he had casted. He loved his cast, and it was a great experience, Main Streets. And then years later, it's a lot of years later, Shawshank, for me was quite the opposite experience, where I had no relationship at all with.
Oh wow!
But it's great to be in a movie that everybody loves.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Shawshank, and I loved
such
it.
a classic.
Oh, it's a great love story between two men. It's a great love story between two men.
Yeah.
And Morgan Freeman's voice throughout that movie is just music. You know, his voice is musical. He has this magnificent voice. And it's beautifully shot. Roger Deakins, I mean, that shot that movie. Roger Deakins. That's serious.
Yeah, it's part of, it's just a classic all around.
Roger Deakins.
Yeah.
And that's who I am now. I mean, I'm being very honest about that movie. Okay.
still amazing to be on.
Because it plays every 23 seconds somewhere in the world. Shawshank Redemption plays every 23 seconds.
Wow. Yeah, it's a great movie. I can't count how many times I've seen it.
Yeah, no, it's a privilege to be connected with the movie.
Yeah.
And, although the role is whatever it was, but it's nice. It's lovely to be connected with the movie. That's all.
And then this brings me to the next one is The Sopranos. Richie Aprile.
Oh yeah, Sopranos is just a life-changing kind of experience in Sopranos, because when here you go along, myself as a journeyman actor is how I define myself. I don't know how many they have me for right now. I think they have me for 154 TV movies and films over the 50 years. Yeah. About 150. So many, and some wonderful experiences and some great people. I've had just terrific experiences, and Sopranos is one of them. One of the great experiences of my life, and it was not. I remember reading the pilot and falling in love with the first pilot, and they had me in to play Tony Soprano. And I met with somebody and said, wait a minute, and I thought it was just a wonderful pilot. And then there was another actor. I'm not going to make mention of his name because he's a famous actor. It was offered to, and he hated it. He didn't like it at all.
Oh,
Yes, this is true. And he passed. And James Gandolfini came into David Chase's life. And David Chase knew he found Tony Soprano when he found James Gandolfini. Because without James Gandolfini, may his soul be happy in heaven. And David Chase, of course. I mean, you know. But without James Gandolfini, in my opinion, I don't know.
yeah.
He breathed something into that character that was amazing, because here we fell in love with a man who can commit murder.
Yeah.
And we fell in love with him at the same time. At the same time, we wanted good for him, and we were so
Yeah.
and that was amazing. You know, that only the one other actor I can only think of who can do that was Marlon Brando, and a couple of others, but it was Jimmy, you know, Gandolfini. He just fell in love with him, and there he was strangling some guy.
You just wanted him to win. It was just, yeah.
Yeah, you just wanted him to kind of survive. His mother survived. We rooted for him. And then came, you know, that's the second season, and these guys were under a lot of pressure. Now, are they a one-trick pony? Is it just one season? Now they got to come up with a second season, because that first season was to the roof. You remember that. And then the second season comes up, and they have this antagonist, Richie Aprile.
Yeah.
They find. Now, I had to fly myself to New York on my dime, on my money, to audition twice for Richie Aprile. It didn't come easy.
Yeah.
I had to crawl and beg and audition, and it was Jimmy Gandolfini during my audition, who was on the sound stage. They called up to the office to read with me, and he walks in, and Jimmy is, you know, saying, "I don't know what's going on." You know, he's such a great guy. And the minute you see him, he's just he carries such truth with him all the time. He's a truthful man. So he walks in, and I see this guy, and I don't know him from anywhere really. And he sits down and he says, "Jimmy, we want you to read with David." And we started reading, and I was wearing a shirt that I had picked out for the audition. And it was this kind of a cheap Italian niche looking shirt, you know?
Yeah.
And but it had that look, you know, it had kind of it looked like a checkerboard, and it was a bandline checkerboard, you know. It was just really tacky. So we're doing the reading, and then Jimmy, at the end of the reading, looks at my shirt, and he said, "It's a nice shirt." But he said it in a way that I didn't like. And I said to him, "This is all book. This is not the text." You know?
Whoa.
And I said, "What's the matter? You don't like this shirt?" He said, No. I know it's a good shirt, Richie. I like this shirt. I said, "I don't think you like this shirt." And it was one of those moments, you know, that actors of trusting each other, loving what each other's doing. And we ended the improv, and then the place, and then they said, "Hey, would you guys stand up next to each other?" This is HBO, all the suits, you know. I mean, HBO now is crazy.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
So we stand up, and when we stand up, Jimmy keeps standing up. I mean, you don't stop. I'm looking up, man. This guy is like 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah.
I'm 5'7", you know? And I go, "Oh shit, that's the end of this job." Because you know that thing?
Yeah.
And I said, and they looked, and I said, "You know, by the way, I can play 6'5". And the whole fucking place cracks up, you know? They all laugh, and I went, good. And I just bolt out of the office. And then I get to my hotel, I get a ring. You got it.
Wow.
You got the job. And that's my audition story. So
That'd have been
Jimmy,
amazing.
not for Jimmy Gandolfini and his humanity and his great art.
Yeah.
He's a great artist. I owe it to Jimmy Gandolfini.
Yeah. I've heard nothing but good stories about him. Like,
I owe it only to him.
Yep.
How I was cast, because he was right there for me.
Yeah. You were brilliant in the show, by the way. You were,
Thank you. I said, yeah.
I was scared of Richie as a teenager, just watching. Like,
you were a teenager when you were watching.
When I first seen it, yeah. And I love Richie.
Yeah, but I think of that character, and I always thought of him as having a sense of humor.
Yeah.
You know, he was putting people on all the time, and they just weren't getting it.
Yeah.
You know, and I just didn't want to say, writers, can you write me a line? Hey, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I did. Nobody ever gave me that line. They would just give me funny things to say to these guys, and they all go, "Oh, boo," and it was, I'm kidding, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you had the iconic, like, everyone always brings up with the jacket too. Like, you had the jacket.
Oh, yeah, everybody in the world, you know, I get my someone working for me set up an Instagram thing for me. I don't do any of that.
Yeah.
But they did it for me, and I'm really having a lot of fun with it. It's all new to me. I know how old this stuff is, and I'm such a dinosaur. I don't use it. No, I don't.
Yeah.
But that's the Sopranos life-changing. And in fact, I think I might be in London in October to do an autograph thing for Sopranos, and there's one in December in LA. And so what happens with Sopranos is it keeps getting new audiences.
Yeah.
I mean, young people come up to me and say, "Hey, I'm just watching the show. I love the show." You know, young. And when the show was on, they weren't allowed to watch the show. Mom and Dad would say, "Get out of the room. You can't watch stuff." And now that they're watching it, so it gets new audiences.
I feel like it's getting more popular now than it's gone off again. I remember when I first ever seen it, it was really popular, and now it feels like it's coming back again.
Yeah. It keeps, well, whatever, itself distributing, whatever the word.
What was your favorite moment when you were working on The Sopranos?
I don't have a favorite. I remember first day shooting was an interesting day. David Chase was on the set, which was rare. He doesn't really come down to the set, but he came down that day because it was an important scene with Jimmy and I. And he came up to me and he gave me a great piece of direction, David Chase, that day. And he said, I don't know if he remembers this, but it was great. He says, "You know you're smarter than them." And I said, "I got it." I did know that anyway, but, well, I shouldn't say that. It was a great piece of direction hearing it from him.
Wow.
Because there was a moment in the scene there where I'm playing with him. It's one of those moments where he doesn't get it, he gets angry, and I say, "How's your system?"
Yeah.
And he gets real angry.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, when you're walking through the mall.
That's exactly right. Oh, you do know the show, don't you? You really know it. Oh, you know the show. I see that. You're blushing now. You turned all red.
Yeah, I remember exactly.
Yeah. Look at you. Anyway, that's great. And but that was David Chase whisper, and I knew that, but it gave more life to that moment when I say it to him.
Yeah.
Because I'm just playing, Can we curse on the show? Are we
Yeah.
all right? Oh, good. Yeah, but don't matter. Because I'm
Yeah.
fucking with you.
Yeah. Yeah, you say whatever you want.
All right, yeah, you say what. You're a persistent guy. You're great. You got this. You got the interview.
Yeah, well, I wasn't giving up.
Yeah, you're great. No, you keep doing it.
Nice. What's your favorite movies of all time? Like, cause it's, like I love watching The Sopranos and
my favorite
Shawshank.
movie of all time that I'm in
Yeah.
is my movie, and it's a very tender little film. Universal release titled Nunzio, Nunzio. I played the lead role in 1977. It was Universal Studios. Morgana King played my mother, and Teresa Saldana, an actress that was James Andronica was the writer and actor. It was a heartbreaking experience, but an important experience. I met my wife.
Wow.
But it was a very precious film in my life.
Yeah.
And it's played, and Universal kind of gave up on it. It was Rocky fever at the time. Rocky had came out, and that was a blast. Small movie, rocket ship, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I had, and my movie, I played a retarded man who delivered groceries, who had a fantasy of being Superman. He wore a sweatshirt underneath with a cape, an umbrella cape. Yeah, he was a very tender guy, and he was there to protect his Brooklyn neighborhood.
Yep.
But he becomes a hero. He does a heroic thing. He saves people in a fire. So they had Rocky fever in Hollywood at the time, and Universal sort of loved the dailies and saw this as their Rocky.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers had their Rocky. We're going to have our Rocky in this tender 4-handkerchief movie, they were calling it. And they were behind this movie like crazy. And I was thinking, wow, this is going to be. But I'm not going to go into details, but it's one of a Hollywood story to be unbelievable. It's an unbelievable story what happened with this movie. There were major players involved. Jennings Lang was the producer. He's a major man. And it was a very intense experience, but it's my favorite role, my favorite movie. It's a morality play. It has a very sweet, it's like a Christmas story.
Yeah.
And at the time, people wanted in the face, Mean Streets was 1973. Mean Streets didn't do well commercially at all. You know that.
Yeah.
It was like a flop or something.
Yeah. I didn't know it until recently, and I couldn't believe it. I was just like, wow.
And now it's like a classic. It's a classic.
Yeah.
So, it's one of the breakthrough movies. But it didn't do well. But they were leaning towards, Marty's kind of movie and the Rocky movie, and so our movie was soft. It wasn't what they thought. I don't know what they thought. That's my answer to that. No.
Yeah, something different. Is there any actors who you want to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
A lot.
Yeah.
Well, no. I don't know. Yeah, there are a lot of great actors around. A lot of the new guys. They're not new anymore. To me, they're still new.
Yeah.
Phoenix and.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, but they're doing great work, and I keep thinking of them as the kids, and they're not. They're not. These are men in their 50s already, or pitching. But to me, it's like they're the new breed. I don't know anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you've worked with like pretty much all my favorite actors, all the greatest actors of all time, and I'll put you up there as one of the greatest as well.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. That's
What do you?
nice.
No, it's true though. When you're not acting, what are you doing as well? Like, what do you find yourself?
Oh, what I'm not acting?
Yeah.
In the last 2 years, you know what I did in the last 2 years? I did a TV show, Grace and Frankie.
Grace and Frankie.
Jane Fonda has a show on. They on Frank. No, there's since the pandemic. Oh, and well, that's not true. What am I talking about? I'm just in a movie that's just about to be sold. If it gets through all the a wonderful movie called Latin from Manhattan. And there's a movie I did a few years ago with Michael Imperioli from The Sopranos. I did a movie with him in Portugal.
Wow. He's one of my favorite actors.
He's fine. He's fine. And we did a movie, Cafe. Oh, shit. Oh, Cafe. Oh, my God. All right. Anyway. And there's another movie titled Papa where I play the lead role. It's streaming. So, you know, it's not like it's been, the movies are streaming, but it's a very difficult business. And, you know, it's a movie that gets a lot, or a TV series that's getting a lot of attention. I haven't seen The Offer yet. Have you seen The Offer?
No, that I want to see it. That's the one that how they made The Godfather. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I haven't seen it. That's supposed to be great. Everybody's loving it.
Yeah, I've heard good reviews, so I want to check it out.
The Elvis Presley movie yet.
Yeah, that's another one I want to see.
Yeah. And I heard his performance is wonderful.
Yeah.
I don't really know what's going on. Well, I have an idea for a movie that I'm about to sit down with a director by the name of Thomas Mignoni, who directed this movie, Latin from Manhattan. And that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I have an idea for a movie and I'm presenting it to a director.
Wow.
Who's interested. Well, and then it's the mountain to climb, you know. It's an enormous journey. The script and
yeah, that'll be awesome. Can you tell us anything about it, or is it all under wraps now?
No, it's not about under wraps. It's about if you start talking.
Yeah.
For me, if you start talking a story, and a lot of writers do that. And I'm not a writer, but I know writers. And I say, David, this is the story, and I think it's bad for you.
Yeah.
I think it's not a healthy thing to do. So I don't want to talk about it.
Nah, that's all good. Man.
All I can tell you is the name of it has a title already, and its title is Staten Island.
Staten Island.
Staten Island is one of the boroughs in New York.
Yeah.
There are 5 boroughs in New York City.
Yeah, okay.
Staten Island is a borough, and a very specific borough with a very specific population. Italian American.
Yeah.
But very specific.
It's gonna be
an investigation on that borough.
Yeah.
I said too much already.
Okay. I'll be looking for it when it comes out.
Oh no, yeah, you'll be looking. All right. I'll tell you about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who wants to start acting, like start out in the industry?
Yeah. I always tell young actors that, as I told my 2 daughters, I have 2 daughters. One is an actor and stand-up comedian. She did 5 years in Portland, Oregon, doing stand-up in small clubs, and she's an actor. But my other daughter, I saw in a play when she was in college, went backstage, and I said to her, Brett, my daughter's name, did you have fun? And she said, "Oh, it was terrible. It was painful. The dog got." And I said, "Don't ever do it again. Because I don't want to." And I knew she wasn't an actor. She wanted to toy with it and see what. But the joyfulness of it, she wasn't getting. The joyfulness. And so the first thing I'll ask a young actor is, when you do it, are you enjoying? Are you enjoying? And there's something about that. I know how simple that may sound, but joyfulness is a powerful energy.
Yeah.
To celebrate, as the Beatles said so beautifully, you can celebrate anything you want.
Yeah.
And if you're not celebrating yourself, or you don't understand that, don't do it. The other thing is, if you want to do it, find yourself a place to do it and a teacher you trust. A teacher. That's the second piece of advice. A teacher you trust who touches you. And that's it. And then just get your ass out there. Because I'm going to say what Robert De Niro said to the NYU film students at a graduation ceremony. He looked at the audience and he said to them, "You're fucked." If you're passionate about filmmaking, if you love this business, you're fucked. Tough road.
Yeah. That's good advice.
Oh, it's a tough road.
Yeah.
And you gotta have that bit of, masochistic problem.
Yeah.
You get beat up, you get off the mat again, and you go, okay, all right. oh.
Back into it.
Yeah.
Seen you in Smoking Aces too. How was that?
Oh yeah, I don't remember it that well.
Yeah.
I don't think it was that. It was a voiceover movie. I got a lot of voiceover work in that movie for some reason, but I didn't particularly. I don't really. All I remember is the director was confused about the scene and about what he was going to do, and I don't.
Yeah.
I'm being very honest right now, man.
That's cool.
There's some you just forget about.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you've been in over 100, got over 100 credits.
Well, you do them, and it's unfortunate, but sometimes you walk away with those kind of one scene, two scenes in a movie. You feel incomplete. You feel, what was that about?
Yeah. Okay.
But you get paid.
Yeah.
You get to pay your mortgage, and you get to pay the dental work for your kids' braces. They got to have braces on their teeth.
Yeah.
And so that's what that does. It puts braces on your kids' teeth.
Yeah.
You do it.
Yeah.
If you're a father, you have to do it.
Yeah. Keep working. Yeah.
Yeah, keep working.
Yeah. What's your favorite music? What music do you listen to?
Well, my favorite music is still jazz. So a vocalist, jazz vocalist. I listen to Chet Baker and Sinatra a lot. Serious Sinatra and Tony Bennett. I love Sarah Vaughan. I jazz vocalists, American jazz. Rock and roll ended for me in the 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
The Beatles brought me back to some rock and roll. I'm very old,
Yeah. Nah, I love the Beatles too.
I'm very old. And any of the recent music and rap is something I hate.
Yeah.
I don't hate. I don't care for. I don't know. I don't understand.
Yeah.
That's it. but to listen to Ella Fitzgerald, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
Jazz vocals. And I had the opportunity. I did a show called Vinyl a couple of years ago. You know that show Vinyl?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I played a trumpet player. And it was Chet, that my favorite trumpet player was. I was playing his music, so it was a great experience for me. I was just miming it. I wasn't.
Yeah. That's still pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yes, it is.
Is there any other movies you're going to be working on besides that one that you said that like your movie that you want to put forward? Is anything else?
I did a play 7 years ago titled Queen for a Day. And I played a role I could no longer play. Too old for it. But I can play the other role. And it looks like the movie may happen in New York. Could be very soon.
Yep.
So I may be spending a lot of time back home. I live in LA.
Yeah.
I live in Redondo Beach, California. Torrance, Redondo Beach, California. By the ocean.
Wow, that's cool.
Oh, it's very cool. I spent some time in Australia on a movie called wait a second. The Phantom.
Oh, wow.
Billy Zane.
Yeah.
Yeah, we shot on the Gold Coast in Australia.
Well, I didn't know that was in Australia.
Yeah, I had a great time in Australia. I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. My daughter loved it. She was looking through. Family came along.
Wow.
And I really dug Australia. And in a lot of ways, the Gold Coast. And in certain ways, because of the kind of, it reminded me of California. You know?
Yeah.
The Aussies done it. Where are you? Where are you?
I'm in Western Australia now, but I used to live on the Gold Coast.
Well, that's where I was. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because other people I've talked to from LA have said that that's what they call LA, the Gold Coast as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where were you born? I'm interviewing you now.
When or where?
Where?
A city called Rockhampton. It's like in central Queensland in Australia.
Oh, okay, I got it.
And then I moved to the Gold Coast, and now I'm on the other side of the country.
Where are you at this very moment?
Port Hedland in Western Australia.
I don't know.
It's like a little port mining town. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
So yeah,
You
just
know
here.
Anthony LaPaglia.
Anthony LaPaglia.
He's an Australian actor who did well in Hollywood.
It sounds very familiar.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Nicole Kidman is Australian.
Yeah, Nicole Kidman, Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe, yeah. Oh, wonderful actor.
Yeah, we got some.
Russell Crowe, he's fun to watch.
Yeah, he was brilliant in Gladiator.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth. There's a few good actors.
Oh, yeah. The Aussies are around. They're cooking. You got some good stories.
Yeah, it was awesome. I appreciate it, and it's awesome. I never thought, when I was a teenager, that I'd be talking to you one day.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's lovely. Really nice to say.
Yeah.
Well, it's my pleasure talking to you, my friend.
Thanks. I just wanted to say to you, I was at work. Sometimes we've got to build some stuff, and someone said to me they wanted me to build them a ramp, and I was thinking of you.
You seem like a root gentleman.
Thanks.
I mean that. You're a very cool guy. I see what you are. Okay, I'm glad you were persistent.
Yeah, me too. Thanks very much. And yeah, I wasn't giving up on you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I'll send you a message once I've uploaded the interview.
Stay healthy. Stay safe. Okay.
Yeah.
Not much any COVID going on there.
we're pretty lucky where we are. I only just had it the other week. Like, it only really just started affecting us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Stay safe, stay healthy. Stay safe and stay healthy.
Thanks. You too, Mr. Proval.
Okay, pal. Take care.
See ya. Thanks. Bye.